is the fact that we have collected from. Your inference is not necessary logical implication of the fact that we have picked the form. The governor, at the maiden meeting of the traditional council, the Oba Traditional Council, that was held last week, openly and publicly declared its interest to contest. The fact that we have picked up the form does not mean that we are persuading him. And of course, if somebody who has a vision to actualize, and he has already been actualizing that, of course he will want to ensure that he utilize the maximum constitutional limit that the law gives him. So it's not a necessary inference that the fact that we believe in his leadership, we believe in continuity, and we as his friend have decided to pick up the form, does not mean that he is not interested in giving leadership and continuing in the office beyond November 2022. There's nothing like mass defection. I don't know what your definition of mass. In fact, if there's any, if the movement of defection is movement towards the APC, and I told you from what is on ground today, objectively, and you can go and conduct fox pop, what do you call it, fox pop on the street of Osun, the party to beat is APC, and the candidates that were the aspirant that would get the mandate of APC is Alhaji Oyetola, no doubt about it. On the issue of the CCAPC, you see, I'm by training, I'm a lawyer, and at the risk of sounding immodest, I'm a legal scholar. I have PhD in law. Whether membership of the CCAPC will be an issue will be a matter of interpretation of even the nature, character of the office of membership of caretaker committee. And I believe the governor will avail himself of legal advice as to whether there will be any contravention of constitution. And I said that advisedly, not in terms of bias, because if your logic about being biased will also mean that the governor should resign from being a governor because he's contesting for the office of the governor. Of course, the constitution allows him to stay in office even while he's still contesting and still retain the apparatus of office. So whether or not he will resign is not on the basis of a likelihood of bias. At the best, even in corporate governance, if a member of a board and a decision is to be taken that affects or that you have interest in, you will recuse yourself from that one. So it will well be possible that if he does not resign, when decisions are to be taken in relation to Osun, he may recuse himself from that. That will address the question of likelihood of bias. And of course, even in an area where there are issues of conflict of interest, there's what is called the China wall in corporate practice, whereby you separate your personal interest by making declaration and not participate in that decision. But whether or not he will resign is not a political decision. It's a legal question, and I believe the governor will be availed of the best possible legal advice as to the nature, character of the office, vis-a-vis the existing provision of the constitution of the APC. Then on what you claim that Right Honorable Lasun Yusuf has said, if indeed he made that statement, it is quite unfortunate. Unfortunate in the sense that how would somebody be seeking to fly the ticket of a party that he will ridicule publicly? It sounds logic in the end. So I don't believe he said that, but if he has said that one, then something definitely had to be proved in that regard. But I will also tell you, the election was conducted in 2018. The outcome of the election was challenged by the losing party at the tribunal. Of course, they got judgment at the tribunal. The matter went to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal decided in favor of our party and in favor of Alhaji Oyetola. The matter was appealed by the losing party to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court put a final seal as to the victory of our party in that election. By my training as lawyer, the matter is said to be res judicata. So it's a dead issue, and as to who won that particular election. But of course, it is possible for in Yoruba land, they said, I wouldn't want to say this because we are not yet there, but people who throw stone into the house that they live, there's what they call them in Yoruba land, but I will not want to use any adverse statement against anybody. He's a member of our party. He has served in that capacity. But if indeed he had made that statement, it is most, with respect, unfortunate that he will make that statement. Our party won, and I told you, the subsequent election in 2019, we won emphatically in that election and convincingly in that election. So that paid to the fact that what he said was not correct.